wonderful thing that Bob Ward put together here to commemorate Jim's 90th birthday that's coming in November. Spectacular moments with Jim Myers, the oldest living Dallas Cowboy. And let's just start right now with giving Jim a round of applause, and we're really glad he's here with us.
Yeah, that's good.
Get up too, Andrew.
No, you don't have to stand. They're standing for you.
Well, it was great. Thanks y'all for coming. It's a great group. See lots of friendly faces, and I want you to keep smiling.
Thank you, Mickey. What a joy it is to say just a few words about my friend Jim Myers. A number of you have asked me about my son Johnny. I just want to tell you one cute story about Johnny. I shared this with Alicia a while ago. You know, in professional football, you bring your children to practice, and I wanted Johnny to meet Coach Landry. And so we practiced this over and over and over. I said, Johnny, we're going to go in the coach's dressing room. I'm going to say, Coach Landry, I'd like for you to meet my son Johnny. Johnny, I'd like for you to meet Coach Landry. And you will say, glad to meet you, Coach Landry. And we went over it 50 times. We had it down. We finally get to the coach's dressing room. I've got Johnny by the hand. I see Coach Landry. I said, Coach Landry, I'd like for you to meet my son Johnny. Johnny, I'd like for you to meet Coach Landry. And Johnny said, hi, Tom. Never called him anything but Tom. And Jim was also extremely kind to Johnny when he would come to practice and so forth. But the thing I remember about Jim, and all of us have different memories, is he was extremely loyal to Coach Landry. You know, those of us that have coached from time to time, that's not always the case. We may have some coaches on our staff that feel like that they ought to have our job, but the thing about Jim Myers, he loved Coach Landry, he was loyal to Coach Landry, and he did it exactly the way Coach Landry wanted it done. The other thing, he loved checking curfew. Most of us didn't. He would say every once in a while, why don't we just sort of stand behind a tree and see if we can catch one coming in late? I said, Jim, we don't want to do that. And he said, yeah, we do. He said, they make, especially out of Thousand Oaks. And he'd say, you know, there's bound to be somebody out late, and we just sort of sit around behind this tree, and we can catch them when they come in. But he was in charge of curfew, not only there at Thousand Oaks, also when we're on the road and so forth. He and I both coached at Texas A&M together. Not together, but we both coached at Texas A&M. It was a tough place to coach. When I joined the Cowboys, I had not played professional football, didn't know anything about professional football. The Cowboys had just won the Super Bowl, and I'd just been fired. That's not a good situation to come into. Two people on that staff that were extremely kind to me. First of all was Jerry Tubbs. Jerry, my roommate in college, and Jerry went to high school together. Jerry was, and the other was Jim Myers, who made it easy for me to make the transition from being a fired college football coach to joining the Cowboys right after they had won the World's Championship. And I appreciated Jim for doing that. My wife used to fuss at Jim all the time. We would go to Thousand Oaks, where the food was good and free, and we always went on a diet. And we ate up in Jim's room. Jim would fix the salads and so forth, and Ruth Ann would fuss all the time. So how come you don't go on a diet when you come home? Said, you got all that free food. Well, we want to go to Jim's room and prepared it. And Jim, I just want to say how much we appreciate and love you, and the fact that you are extremely loyal. I mean, I just can't tell you how important that is to a fellow coach, and what a great job you did with the offensive line, and Bob Ward, thank you for putting this together, and what a joy it is to see everybody. Thank you.